patterns that form in the market. Did you know the marketplace goes in cycles? And it makes patterns. And if you can recognize those patterns, you can predict what maybe the next price action is going to do. And really good traders don't try to pick the very bottom. They don't try to get the very last pip. They don't squeeze their trade for the very last pip. No, we just try to get the middle of a movement. So we're going to wait for confirmation before we enter a trade. But first, what we have to do is find the patterns. So I'm going to show you one pattern today, and then I'm going to turn the whole thing over to Anna Kim, and she'll get you back started in your agenda for today. All right, so I pulled this. This is a random chart, guys. I just pulled it up. It happens to be EUR, USD, Euro, USD.
Yep.
And what I'm going to do, I wonder if I should copy Dr. Manoa and ask for a volunteer. Do I have a volunteer? Who would like to come help me, be my assistant? Come on up. You can be my assistant. What is your name, sir? Christian. Oh, I love that name. I'm a Christian. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do here is I'm going to go up to this little horizontal line right here. And I'm going to click on it. Now, Christian, do you want to use the mouse? Would you like to try to do that? Just, we're just going to put the line. And I want you to draw a line on something where you see the price action bouncing off and going back down, bouncing off and going back down.
Say about right there.
Okay, great.
From
Why
here to
did
there.
why did you choose that?
I see the pins to the top, and right there, that's where it hits the top right there, that's like a line of resistance.
Good.
Basically.
Okay, so let me show you where I would put it. I would be more conservative, and I would put it, let's see, and grab it. Okay, I would put it really kind of in here. Do you know why? Because it's not a line, it's a zone.
Correct.
So we have to think about this as more of a rectangle across instead of just a straight line. And that way we'll be more successful. So here's what we see. Let me see if I can use the cursor, and then I'm going to let you help me again. All right, now notice we are on the 15-minute chart, guys. So in just a minute, I'm going to go up some time frames just to show you how I would analyze a chart from the beginning. But let's look at why this is resistant. You can see here that the price action is going up and hitting this zone, and then it kind of doesn't make it. It bounces, and these wicks indicate price rejection. Those buyers are trying to push it up, and it just can't make it. So it falls back down, and then it tries again. Look, this little guy is really trying hard. Whoa, he gets an A plus. We're really, really trying. But he just can't make it, And then look at this. Wow, what a big drop. And then, we come back up again, and look, both of these guys are friends. They're egging each other on. Come on, buddy, we can do it. And this guy goes, no, I want to go up, and this guy goes, no, I want to go down. Okay, so these candlesticks tell you a story about what's happening in the buyers and the sellers' minds. And this is what makes it so fun. You get to talk to yourself and make up a story. All right, so, and then we see it over here. So see, this is a really, really strong area of resistance. Okay, so now, knowing that we don't want to do it on the tippy top or the tippy bottom, where would you put the support? Do you see a support line in here? And I'm going to grab this for you. This is another line. So Christian, where would you put it? Yeah, where would you put the support? And don't worry, anything, guys, it's not really wrong, but the more you do it, the more you practice, and the more experience you get, you'll know where it goes. So we're looking for a floor, kind of where it starts to bounce off the floor.
Very last week, or at the bottom.
Okay, so here's where I would put it. All right, now I'm going to show you this, and I showed you this in section 4. What really makes us strong? Yeah, you have to kind of grab it. It is hard. Okay, guys, notice that this in the left-hand side, this is kind of where I would put it, right here. Okay, now the reason I'm putting it here, just a little bit up, is because this is an area of resistance right here. Do you see how they're trying to poke their head up and they can't do it? See how they're doing that? Now, when this resistance turns into support down here, that makes it super strong. So whenever you see a resistance turn into support, then you really have something. And look at how many touches we have. The more touches you have in a zone, remember it's not a line, it's a zone, but the more touches that you have, the better off, the stronger it is when you're trading, when you're thinking, oh, okay. So I'm just going to show you one more thing. When you analyze a trade, you can sit down. Thank you. And he did. Thank you so much. You're very brave.
You're very brave.
All right, let me close that. We're on unprotected Wi-Fi, I guess. Okay. Now, when I analyze a chart, I start, even if I'm going to make my entry, all of our trade ideas that we give you are on the hour chart. But when I analyze something, I like to start at the day chart first and put my line. We have some lines and resistance on the 15-minute chart, which is fine. But now I'm going to go to the day chart and see, this is the 15 minutes. See how tiny they are together? But we want to get a big picture view. So I would do this. Notice there is nothing to my left here. Let's just squeeze it down. Let's zoom out a little bit and see if we can. Okay, see how high this is? There's really nothing there on the day chart. So the very next area of support / resistance that I see is, and I'm trying to get a zone that's both resistance and support. So I would put it kind of right in here, kind of. Do you see how this is an area of resistance, but then this is, this is kind of an area of support / resistance, and so is this. So this is kind of where I would draw that. Then of course we have another one here. Okay. And that's a little weaker because I only have 2 points. And then we have another one down here. And we can probably put one in the middle. So you just kind of play around with it, guys. And this is not as strong because there are only 2 spots really here. This is a trend, so that doesn't count. So this is what I would do. Now I'm on the day chart. I come down here to the 4-hour chart and take a look at where my support and resistance lines are again. And I don't see anything super different except for maybe right here. This is kind of an area of resistance and support kind of in here. That's, again, it's a zone. It's not exact. So you have to use your eyes and see the patterns, all right? And then we go down to the hour chart where we put our trade entry in. And I see another one. I see one here. Okay, oops, didn't grab it, sorry. This little button right here takes you to the most recent price action. So I'm gonna click it so that I can just, so you can see what I'm doing here. All right, I see this resistance and I see there's kind of one little area of support. This is actually better right here. This is a resistance area right here and there's a support, so I think I put it there. And then of course we have, these are other patterns. I think that you guys can probably see a head and shoulder pattern here. Inverse head and shoulder, there's a shoulder, there's a head, there's another shoulder. So as you go through section 4, you'll also start to see some other patterns and kind of know what all those means. And it's kind of like in the university, I say it's kind of like learning how to drive. Do you remember when you first learned how to drive? You were 15 years old. I don't know about you, but I was scared to death because I did not want to make a wreck. I was the eldest child in my family, and I was so afraid I was going to have a wreck. And I did have several wrecks. Not bad ones, just little fender benders.
Yes.
But you had to learn where what the pedals did. When I taught my daughters how to drive, I made them learn how to drive a standard car because my thinking was standard shift. Because my thinking was if they ever went on a date with a boy and he got drunk, they could drive themselves home. So my poor daughters had 3 pedals to learn, and then you had to have, the blinker, and then you have to learn all the traffic, signals. So when you learn how to drive, do they put you right on the freeway? No. You start out in the neighborhoods, right, with someone next to you, helping you, making sure you don't have an accident, making sure you have all the safety things in place. That's what we're here for. We're like the person in the driver's seat with you when you're learning. And then you will be able to get on the freeway and maybe the Autobahn one day, right? And actually trade indexes, which are really volatile and crazy wild. But this is kind of the first section in learning how to train your eyes to see patterns. So I hope this helps you. It was just a quick little lesson, but please go through the university, enjoy the university. I'm getting ready to put a quiz at the end of each section.
Yay.
So you guys will then have to pass a quiz. All right, I think we're done. So thank you so much. I'm going to bring up Anna.